Hi, I'm Karen Farnsworth, a member of the Gammill Education team, and this video is about pulling up your bobbin thread at the beginning of stitching and again at the end of stitching. So it's important to make sure we pull up that bobbin thread as we begin stitching so that that thread doesn't stay on the back of the quilt and cause a bird's nest or cause issues back there. And then at the end of quilting, of course, we always want to pull that bobbin thread up to the top so that we can cut it. Now, if you're hand guiding, your machine head is going to be free, not locked, during this whole process. But if you're a computerized machine user, when you start quilting a pattern, a computerized pattern, the machine moves to the start point of that pattern and then does a single stitch and waits for you to pull up the bobbin thread and click continue. Either way, hand guided or computerized, we need to get that bobbin thread to the top, and we need a single stitch. So if you're hand guiding, you're going to do that single stitch yourself. Where we're going to start stitching, move that machine head there and do a single stitch. Again, if you're computerized, your machine would have moved to that point and done the single stitch for you. Now at this point, a hand guider, if they want to, if your machine is free, you could move the machine head away and pull up that bobbin thread. So now we've got that bobbin thread, we can pull it up and then move our machine head back to that start point to get started quilting. If you're computerized, it's moved to that point, it's done that single stitch, but our machine head is locked. So we use that sweep technique where we take the thread, the top thread, in both of our hands and a length of that. Make sure you give yourself plenty of length, and then sweep it under the hopping foot to grab that bobbin thread. Once that's out there, we can pull those threads. See, I've got several. I've got that bobbin thread doubled up there. So just keep pulling those threads until that bobbin thread comes out, the end of the bobbin thread. And now I've just got the two threads. I've got my top thread that's now through my hopping foot and my bobbin thread, and I'm ready to start quilting. So a computerized quilter is going to just hold that thread taut. You don't need to be too tight on that. Just kind of keep it secure while it takes its tie-off stitches. You would click continue and let the machine start that pattern. A hand guider is going to hold those threads as well and turn on that stitching and go ahead to start stitching. I'll do a little bit of stitching and then we'll talk about ending the pattern. All right, when we've gotten to the end of the design, whether it's computerized or hand-guided, we need to pull up that bobbin thread. A computerized system is going to stop and wait for you to pull up the bobbin thread before moving on to the next pattern. Hand guiders, we're ready to move to the next area of stitching as well. So either way, the best way to do it is to just move that machine head away, grab that top thread, bring that machine back to that same place, so where that top thread is coming out of the quilt, do a single stitch, and then move the machine head away again. And you can see that bobbin thread gets pulled up, and we can cut that bobbin thread close to the quilt. I'll clean up my starting stitches as well. And that is how we start and stop stitching, by pulling the bobbin thread up to the top of the quilt.